Fancy another Casio? Yeah, don't mind if I do. In the pantheon of film and TV, Casio perhaps holds the most titles with film credits and shows. From Mission Impossible to Avatar, to American Sniper, to Extraction, Back to the Future, Breaking Bad, and even Alien, the list simply goes on. But the latter of which, Alien, is what we're going to be discussing today. Casio have been on a tear as of late with their revamped vintage line, and this reissue fits squarely into that. You can find this regularly on Amazon, eBay, and generally anywhere online for between $35 and $60, depending on the model in which you choose. I'll leave affiliate links below. So this watch, the A100, is based on the 1978 F100 model that featured in the film Alien, a film that freaked me the hell out when I first watched it as a little boy. This watch was worn by the main character, Ripley, played by the legendary Sigourney Weaver, along with the rest of the crew. Hence why this watch is affectionately referred to by enthusiasts as the Casio Ripley. On to the practical stuff, and this watch is constructed of stainless steel, has a bracelet and case back, with the rest of the construction, the face of the dial and the rest of the case, being a plastic style resin that is coated to look metallic. The upside of this is that the watch will be ridiculously light, coming in at just under 53 grams, with the downside of constant wear will chip away at the plastic resin, making it look a little bit dodgy after a few years. This watch comes in at a 33mm case width with a lug to lug of 40.7mm and a thickness of 9mm. It may sound little, but trust me, the rectangular dial really helps this watch wear on the wrist. The A100 also has some very basic specs for a Casio: a time function, including a month and a day, but no year, a stopwatch and alarm. And that's it. That's all you get for today. No timer, no second time zone, and no year. So this movement is staying true to the F100 in that respect. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Yes, this has a backlight, which is much better than the F91W and the A15800 as well, but it won't set the world on fire. The bracelet on this watch is also a little naff as well and will pull the hairs, so in my opinion, the bracelet on the far cheaper A158 is actually superior. The design, however, is nice. I like that they've taken the original design and stayed true to it, including choosing to place the buttons on the face of the watch instead of the sides. I like the little splash of colour on this watch, and it does help it stand out without being a little too over the top. And although a bit naff to wear, the bracelet does look good from the outside, and if you just can't deal with the hair pulling, there is a variety of non-stainless steel straps to choose from now. Overall, I have to say that I relatively like the new addition to this Casio line. Yes, I may be a year later in reviewing it, as always. I'm always late to the party, but all things being relative, I still think you can call this new or newish. However, for the amount of money you are paying, don't expect a perfect watch, or even a perfect Casio for that matter. My two biggest gripes with this watch is the bracelet and the lack of features on the dial. I'm also not a fan of the 12-hour formats on my digital watches. I always prefer 24-hour formats, and the A100 doesn't allow for that function, so it's slightly disappointing for me, but not a deal breaker for most people. However, at the end of the day, you are spending a very small amount of money for a retro reissue with heaps of nostalgia and movie credentials that looks a little different from the digital watches of today. So overall, I think that its price and its shortcomings are indeed forgivable, and my wife is already eyeing up the more expensive gold version. After all, Casios are just like Pringles, they are just so Moorish. If you like the style of this video, or if you like Casios, I have great news. I have tons of reviews on Casios. I say tons, I have a handful of reviews on Casios, but I have plenty of reviews on this channel. So please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you all in a future video.